Although the Sharks got shut out, I actually come away feeling really good about the way they played tonight.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker at the Reef, also the co-host of Locked On NHL. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Proudly part of the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day. If you want to be an everyday, all you have to do is just follow along wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. And tonight we'll be breaking down the Sharks 3-0 loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And although they got shut out, why I feel really good about this game and how they played, and why I think we're going to see a springboard moment from the San Jose Sharks. We'll talk about Sam Dickinson and Michael Misa as they continue to be in their 9-game tryouts here and why they need to continue to play. Plus, dig into the numbers behind this game and, again, why the Sharks probably got a little unlucky tonight. So before we do all that, do want to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. So if you're watching on YouTube, of course, we are doing the hotel episode as my son is doing a soccer tournament this weekend. So excuse the background, all that fun stuff. Excuse the lighting. I got way too much sun today. Anyway, we're going to press on. So the Sharks lose 3-0. And yes, it's not fun when you get shut out. You also got like an empty net goal, which made it a little bit worse there. But I actually came away feeling really positive about the way the Sharks played tonight. And very much like trading blows here between the Penguins and the Sharks, where just both teams were like, we're just going to gun for offense. And when you're bad, at least be fun. And tonight was fun hockey with the Sharks did everything except for score tonight. I thought they played pretty well in their defensive zone. I thought that they were applying they were getting a lot of good offensive chances. Eklund had a million chances tonight, just couldn't convert. Misa had a couple great chances. We'll talk about him a little bit more in a minute. Like, the Sharks did basically everything you wanted to do tonight, with the exception of score, right? And you look at like when teams start to kind of go on a run, especially if you've been playing poorly, right? You usually have that one game where you play really well and you just don't get your things to go your way. And then you start to kind of rack up some wins. And I think that was this game for the Sharks tonight, where I think they played pretty well in this game, right? You saw multiple lines creating offense. You saw a lot of high danger chances from the Sharks. And yes, the Sharks gave up a lot of high danger chances as well. You saw Alex Nedeljkovic play extremely well tonight. And like both those goals, right? The Crosby tip, like what is Nedeljkovic supposed to do there, man? That's just Sidney Crosby being Sidney Crosby and just absolutely just tipping a beautiful, that's a beautiful goal from Sidney Crosby. There's nothing that Nedeljkovic could do in that instance there, right? And even the second goal there, that's just great passing. Yes, the defensive structure got a little scrambly there, but it's just, it is what it is there with that. Like, would you like the defense, like the structure to be a little bit better? But Askarov played really well tonight, and especially the beginning of the game where the Penguins kind of got out to a fast start here, and Nedeljkovic kept them in this game, basically until the Sharks got going. And then once the Sharks got going, right, they were outplaying the Penguins for massive stretches in this game. And just got unlucky. Tristan Jarry, he made some big saves tonight when he had to, and the Sharks just couldn't. They just couldn't score tonight. They did everything right except for score, and that's the frustrating part. And that's why I think this is going to be that kind of springboard game or turning point game for San Jose, where yes, I know like moral victories and everything like that. Like, coaches aren't going to want that, but the way that they played tonight, again, against a hockey team, which I think the Penguins are, yes, they've played better than expected this year, but they've also, like we talked about in the preview, they've played some really poor teams this year, and they've taken advantage of that. And did they take advantage tonight against a poor team? They 100% did. But I do think San Jose is well on its way to starting to, one, get their first win, and two, I think kind of play a little bit more consistent hockey, as they've been forced to kind of rely on some of their younger players. Again, Sam Dickinson, we'll talk about more tonight here in a second. But like, since the Sharks are so beat up and so injured on the blue line, like they have to turn to some of these other players, and it might be one of those kind of blessings in disguise, is because now you're getting these guys to have to kind of play and be put into a position, maybe be uncomfortable, and kind of see what they're doing. And I think that they're responding pretty well. But overall, like I was really impressed with, I wanted to see how they play, especially on the second night of a back-to-back, right? Do they kind of sit and fold? And while things got a little hairy, especially in the middle of the first period, this team responded well and really carried play from kind of that 10-minute mark on in the second period, or 10-minute mark on in the first period on. And the Sharks, like I said, outplayed the Penguins for massive stretches of this game here, including the second period. And they just weren't rewarded for their efforts, right? Just bad puck luck tonight. And right, you see a Sidney Crosby tip that goes in, and how many, Michael Misa sprawling and just can't get the puck up like another half an inch, or just a bunch of those little plays for San Jose. So I do come away really positive. I know people are still gonna be like, Warsawski, oh my gosh, we need to fire Warsawski, he's not doing it. Like, this team played really hard tonight, and they played really well. And they just, like, Tristan Jarry, last time I checked, Tristan Jarry gets paid too. Like, he gets paid pretty well. And the Sharks just could not solve him. So the win is coming. Like, I do think the win is coming. It is coming. The first win is coming soon, and I think the Sharks are going to start to continue to play decent hockey. Are they going to be in every game, and are you going to have those games like we saw against Utah? Of course, right? This is a very young team, but I think you're going to start to see more consistent hockey. And I feel really good about this Isles game. Yes, I know it's an East Coast swing, but this Isles team's not very good, and neither are the Sharks. And I think this is a big opportunity for San Jose to get their first win. So, yeah, I was really happy with the way they played. So, this episode is going to be a little bit more condensed than usual as we try to again, hotel life right now. So, we're going to talk about Dickinson and Misa here, because these guys both need to be playing more. Misa needs to be playing every game, and Sam Dickinson needs to start carving out more minutes on the blue line. So we're going to get to that here in just 1 second. Hockey season is officially here, and nothing beats being in the arena for those opening games. Let's get real. Getting tickets can be a total headache. Between waiting in queues, surprise fees, and prices that jump right before checkout, it's easy to get frustrated when all you want to do is cheer on your team. That's where Game Time comes in, the app that gives fans the advantage. It's your ultimate life hack for scoring amazing NHL tickets fast, easy, and stress-free. I love about it too, is of course you can see what your seats look like. Nothing worse than getting to an arena and realizing my seats stink. Not that the SAP Center has bad seats. And also, there's no hidden fees. I like knowing how much I'm going to pay before I check out, right? You don't want to kind of almost like gamble on what your price is going to be when you go to check out. Game Time, they tell you exactly how much you're going to pay. So no surprises when you go to check out. Right now, you can even find NHL tickets for under $25. I know some of those SAP tickets you can get on a pretty nice deal. So take the guesswork out of buying NHL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's code Locked On NHL, LOCKEDON NHL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. All right, before we continue to, of course, want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. If you haven't yet, perfect time to subscribe. So we're going to be doing every game. We're going to be doing reaction shows, kind of a little bit new this year. Of course, we'll have 10-minute YouTube exclusive preview shows, the day of. We'll talk about the game, get to know the opponent, all that fun stuff. So make sure you guys are following along wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. I think the other really positive things tonight were Sam Dickinson and Michael Misa. Sam Dickinson needs to start playing more. And I get you're trying to be very careful. I totally get it. Because, right, we got to, you don't want to throw him in the deep end. I totally get it. But Dickinson played 16:48 tonight. So you're starting to see those minutes start to kind of creep up a little bit here. But you can tell, like, the way he's responded since that Carolina game, which again, like, Carolina is a really good hockey team. I don't know how many times this team is the only undefeated team in the NHL. They're a very good hockey team. They're going to make a lot of teams look really bad. But the way Dickinson has played these last two games, you have to feel really good about his development. As you can see, he's not thinking as much and just playing hockey more. And he's not he's still, you can kind of see him sometimes get trapped in between the should I go, should I stay type of moments. But overall, though, like you have to be happy with the way he's played. I thought he was one of the best Sharks tonight. You're seeing more opportunities in the offensive zone. He's playing on the second power play. Quick side, 2 power plays tonight, and even then it were like one of them was half a power play basically. The refs definitely had dinner plans elsewhere, but anyway, Dickinson, though, like you're seeing where I think the game is starting to kind of slow down, and I think he's starting to kind of take a breath and realize like he's just playing the same game that he's played his entire life, and things are, I think, starting to kind of come to him a little bit. So I would like to start to see, can we get to 18-19 minutes tonight, especially if Iorio is only going to play 13 minutes tonight, as he got benched in the second period for a little bit, because playing Ferraro 24 minutes, playing Orlov 23 minutes, not a good recipe for success. I do think Orlov played really well tonight, to be honest. Like, I think he bounced back after kind of a poor game against Utah. I thought he played really well tonight, but and Nick Leddy, Nick Leddy is, I don't think he wants to be here. But anyway, the guy who got claimed on waivers definitely doesn't want to be here, Nick Leddy. Who would have thought? But I do think, though, Dickinson needs to start kind of earning more, kind of starting to earn more of these minutes and start to see him continue to kind of see his growth and development. And he played, I thought he played really well tonight. You see the confidence in the defensive zone starting to build, where he's just making nice little subtle plays. He did a really good job of, he's really good at those kind of like last second stick lifts. And yes, he's going to have some of those flubs where he's trying to kind of get the puck out of the zone and move the puck, and he just takes a split second too long. And you probably got away with one on Malkin where you could tell he was trying to pass it, and he ended up kind of bouncing it off the boards, and then Malk and was able to kind of have a nice little self pass to him. And I think he definitely realized he got away with that one there. And I think behind the net, there was one where, he looks like he wants to kind of slow things down for a second and make the breakout pass. But he got pressured and kind of led to a little board battle on there type of thing. So you're still going to have those moments, right? And that's going to be your life with a 19-year-old defenseman. But you see the offensive zone stuff, right? And you see like Desharnais feeding him the puck to try to create something. And there was a really good shift. I think it was in the second period where they had some opportunities there. And Darnay's kept feeding it to him. And Dickinson was like, you can tell, like, that first point's coming really soon with Dickinson if he continues to play the way he's playing. So, and another guy who just needs to play every day right now was Michael Misa, because I thought Misa was excellent tonight. Again, it's just some of the subtle plays, but then you saw the flashes, right? And that's the thing, right? Is can you make the subtle plays that kind of keep you in the lineup, but then can you make the flashes that plays that show why you should be kind of earning more? And Misa had a couple great opportunities tonight. One where, like, he has a great shot, misses, but follows up, or it gets blocked, it gets saved, follows up there and is like sprawled out, and basically like he's like on his stomach trying to kind of lift the puck up. And if he gets the puck up like half an inch more, it's a goal. And those type of plays of show why, and like getting like his ability to kind of find that soft ice in the slot there. You see that, and there's a great between Will Smith and Misa kind of it was a 2-on-1 or 2-on-2 type of play where it looked like Smith should shoot. Smith looks like he's going to shoot. It's a like he does the fake clapper pass over to Misa, and Misa gets his stick just tied up a little bit there. That's one of those things as like an 18-year-old, right? You're just not strong enough when you're facing NHL players, but those are the type of plays that you see from Misa. And then just the way he supports, you saw it a bunch of times, especially like in the neutral zone where he was supporting his defenseman, or like at the point, like supporting his defenseman. Those are the subtle plays, right, of Misa, where he's making great defensive plays or solid defensive plays, and he's just doing like he knows what he's supposed to be doing, which is, as weird as it sounds, that's a big thing for an 18-year-old kid, to kind of know what you're supposed to be doing in here. And taking draws, he took a big draw against Sidney Crosby, won that. Misa needs to be, and again, I know they're going to be on the like very careful, but I think this week, right, you have 3 games. I know there's a back-to-back on Thursday, Friday, but Misa needs to play 2 of those. Like he should be definitely play the Isles game, and then like you pick your poison between the Rangers and the Devils. I'd probably play him against the Rangers because the Rangers have been having a horrible start to the season here. But Michael, like Misa's, he's good, man. Like he's good, and he's only going to get better. And I know, again, right, you got a lot of bottom 6 guys here you're trying to kind of sort things out with. But if you're, playing Misa on the third line right now as he kind of dips his toe in and getting him ready to start hopefully cranking up here soon and getting more minutes. You saw, I thought he played really well tonight. I thought you saw a lot of positive things from him. And I think it's just going to start to get better here and get better from Michael Misa. So I do like, and of course, like you want to see Schaefer Misa on Tuesday night, the number 1 and number 2 pick in the draft. Like we definitely want to see that and see how those 2 guys go at it with each other. So Schaefer's playing like a bajillion minutes a night already. It's crazy what Schaefer's doing to start the season. So anyway, though, we're going to dig into the numbers behind this game, kind of talk about the Eklund, Wenberg to Foley line. Eklund just continues to be on a tear to start this season, but just needs a little bit more puck luck. Like Eklund's going to have a massive scoring spree coming here soon. So we're going to dig into that line, talk about the rest of the game and how the Sharks really took it to the Penguins, but just got really unlucky. So we'll get to that here in just 1 second. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Great thing about FanDuel is they give you so many different ways to play. You can do parlays. So if you think a series of things are going to happen, you can do player props, Darren Waller touchdown. Like, guys, it's going to happen. And even follow the live lines during the games. Whether you're a casual fan or love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and to get started. All right, before we continue the hotel Wi-Fi breakdown of this game, do of course want to thank you guys for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. For your second listen, go check out the Locked On NHL Game Night. Every game, every night, until the Stanley Cup champion is crowned. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find NHL Game Night on Locked On NHL on YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, again, this team was very good tonight. So we had 53 minutes, basically 53 and a half minutes of 5-on-5 time. Sharks outshot the Penguins. First time all season the Sharks have outshot a team. They had 59 to 46 shot attempts, 56% to Corsi 4 in favor of the Sharks. Actual shots at 5-on-5, 29 to 25. The shots at all strengths ended up being 31 to 27 in favor of the Sharks. 26 to 25 scoring chances. Again, the Sharks did everything you want tonight except for score. 10 to 15 high danger chances in favor of the Penguins, and 2.96 to 2.226 expected goals in favor of the Penguins. Like, the Sharks got just unlucky tonight, unfortunately, at 5-on-5. So, looking at the lines, so the Skinner, Celebrini, Gaudette, new line put together tonight, played 12:30. 13 to 12 shot attempts, 5 to 8 actual shots, gave up a goal, 0.28 to 0.32 expected goals for, 6 to 7 scoring chances, 2 to 3 high danger chances. This line works right now, and Skinner had a couple opportunities that he wasn't able to bury. Yeah, I really like Gaudette. He's kind of does some of the dirty work here that the Sharks kind of need, and I think he's going to be a really nice fit for San Jose the next couple of seasons. But Eklund, Wenberg, Toffoli played about 12 minutes, 19 to 7 shot attempts, 10 to 3 actual shots, 0.55 to 0.34 expected goals. Did give up one goal, 8 to 3 scoring chances. This line has been working, has been one of the Sharks' most effective lines the past couple games, and got unlucky tonight, right? Eklund, what I love about Eklund this season is the consistency, right? Game after game, shift, period after period, shift after shift. He looks like the exact same guy, and that is a compliment. The best compliment you can give, right, to players. You are looking like that consistency. That's what players are looking for, right? Is that consistency every shift, every period, every game. And Eklund just looks like a different dude this year. Like, it looks like it's all come together. Like, the past couple seasons, you've seen these flashes, you've seen, periods and moments where he's played well. Like, he looks really good to start the season, and had a couple of chances tonight. That's the next kind of step for Eklund right now is the scoring consistency. But he's about ready to put a bunch in the back of the net because he's doing everything right. You're going to see a massive amount of points coming from William Eklund here really soon. Wenberg's been a great center on this line. I thought Toffoli tonight was a little just behind on stuff. Like, the hands just weren't quite there with Toffoli with some of the stuff. But overall, though, like, this line was amazing tonight. Goodrow, Dellandre, Graf played 9:06, 10 to 8 shot attempts, 6 to 2 actual shots, 0.53 to 0.59 expected goals for, 3 to 4 scoring chances, 2 to 3 high danger chances. I've talked a lot about Dellandre this year. I think Dellandre's really found his game. He's been excellent to start the season here. I thought he was good again tonight. I thought Graf had a bounce-back game after a poor game last game. You saw Colin Graf doing cool Colin Graf stuff, like especially in the defensive zone. I know he had that little toe drag where he just couldn't get off there. And Goodrow was effective tonight as well. So, I think, I would honestly, with the Isles game, I would just run this same lineup back, as much as you can. So, Smith, Misa, Kershaw played 8:34, 12 to 10 shot attempts, 5 to 8 actual shots, 0.33 expected goals for to 0.43, 7 to 7 scoring chances, 2 to 5 high danger chances. So, Smith, I know he's kind of, again, we talked about the other night or last night, we're just a little bit up and down, but again, you see Smith Misa chemistry starting to kind of build up there as well, which you would expect, right? When you have skilled players playing together, they typically know how to play with other skilled players, and that tonight was evident. And Misa almost got his first goal here, really, like pretty close to it. So, um, as for the defensive pairs, when it comes to the Corsi, Letty Iorio actually led the way with like a 70% Corsi, which is a little bit surprising from them. Alex Dickinson, 62, so 63% Corsi for 17 to 10 shot attempts. And then for our Orlov, again, like I mentioned earlier, I thought Orlov played a much better game tonight than what he did last night. 56.1%. Like, again, this Sharks team basically did everything right except for score goals tonight. So, and then, like I said, with Nedeljkovic, he easily put up his best performance in Teal. I know he's played 3 games, but tonight he made 24 saves on 26 shots, 2 goals allowed on 3.11 expected goals, 923 save percentage, 11 of 13 high danger, 3 of 3 mid danger, 9 of 9 low danger. He almost went on an adventure again, but was able to recover there. But again, like, if the Sharks play like this, I think they can play like this against the Isles team, which an Isles team has kind of struggled defensively. They're going to get their first win here soon, and I think I think this game, you come away more positive feeling than what we did against the Hurricanes and what we did against Utah. Like, yes, they didn't win. Yes, they got shut out, but the process was there tonight. You saw a lot of positive things. So, yeah, if they can build off this, like, you're going to start to see results here soon. So that's gonna be it for me tonight. We'll be back Sunday nights as we'll do our Monday. We're going to try to do what we learned from this past week. So we'll be kind of talking about what we learned from the 3 games and trends and all that fun stuff. So make sure you're following along wherever you get podcasts, and of course you can watch on YouTube as well. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok at Locked On Sharks. Follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at My Fry Hole. Until tomorrow night. Bye, friends.